In the world of Ethel, 6 great moons Argent, Zephyr, Solstice, Umbra, Whisper, and Glare hung like colossal pearls in the perpetual twilight sky. They were the engines of magic, the regulators of tides, the subject of every lullaby. But all the nursery rhymes, all the maps, all the histories, always skipped a beat. They spoke of 6. Never 7. Deep within the bioluminescent tangle of the Emberwood forest lived a lumafox named Kale. He was small for his age, with a coat the color of burnt umber and a constantly questioning gaze. He felt the skip in the rhythm of the world, a tiny, persistent ache he couldn't name. It was the feeling of a word waiting on the tip of the tongue. Kale worked as a scavenger of old ruins, trading broken moon essence crystals for rations. One day, burrowing beneath the collapsed wall of an ancient library, his paws brushed against something woven. Not stone, not wood, but thick, aged cloth, stiff with time and sealed away by 1,000 years of forgetfulness. He tugged, the cloth ripping free with a soft crack that echoed in the silence of the ruin. It was a scroll, painted with astronomical charts older than the oldest Testudinian. He unrolled it beneath the sharp, spectral light of a solstice moon crystal he kept tied to his wrist. The text was too archaic to read, a language of deep symbols and starscript, but the images were devastatingly clear, 6 moons in their places, and a 7th, labeled Vespera, circled by a ring of weeping stars. 7, Kale whispered, the sound a gasp that vanished into the still air. They forgot one. A forgotten moon means forgotten light, a missing thread in the weave of magic, he thought, his heart thrumming a frantic rhythm. What part of the world is sleeping? What ancient worth is unrecognized because Vespera is gone? He knew instantly he could not keep this secret. The world felt wrong, unbalanced. He had to find someone who could read the language of the weeping stars. There was only one Archimedes the Testudinian whose moss-backed shell was said to hold more dust than the Library of Whispers. Archimedes lived high up, where the floating islands of Etheria met the base of the crystalline mountains. The journey took 3 days and 3 nights, Kale scrambling up jagged, amethyst-colored paths. He exchanged a broken crystal for passage across a churning, moon-fed river and finally reached a clearing. Archimedes' hut, built from petrified moonwood, sat under a massive, shimmering crystal spire that hummed with latent energy. Kale approached cautiously, feeling a sudden shyness under the scrutiny of the towering crystal. Archimedes, I bring something of Ethel's lost memory, he announced, his voice trembling only slightly as he held out the scroll. The old scholar slowly lowered his magnifying glass, his eyes deep pools of ancient, troubled wisdom settling on the lumafox. Lost memory is the heaviest burden, young lumafox, Archimedes rumbled, his voice like stones shifting underwater. It is heavier than my shell, heavier than the centuries. Show me the weight you carry. Kale unrolled the chart. Archimedes' gaze lingered on the empty circle, his shell trembling almost imperceptibly, a silent recognition passing over his features. Vespera, Archimedes breathed, a sound Kale felt more than heard, a name pulled from the deepest, dustiest corner of time. The forgotten sister. I remember the stories now, faint as smoke, but real. A library holds the rest. The library of forgotten names. It is guarded by an intricate puzzle of words, built to test the worth of those who seek the truth. Then we must go, Kale declared, his voice ringing with a conviction that chased away all doubt, replacing it with fierce determination. To the library. We will find Vespera's name and lift the silence. Archimedes gave a slow nod. The journey to the sky cities of Etheria had begun.